Are you struggling accepting that you may be or are an autistic adult? That struggle may be caused by your belief of the stereotypes about autism that exist in our society instead of being aware of the facts about autism. In this video, I'm going to debunk 9 common stereotypes of autism by empowering you to know the origin of the stereotype and making you aware of the truth about autism. Now, let's get started. Hey, Define Yourselfers, I am Chris Mitchell, aka The Confident Autistic, from theconfidentautistic.com. If this is your first time watching a video of mine, welcome. I truly appreciate you checking out this video. I'm an autistic adult, late diagnosed, a multi-certified life coach, and an advocate for autistic adults who's on a mission to empower you to embrace autism confidently. You can show your support for my mission by liking, sharing, and commenting on this video, and by subscribing to the channel. When you subscribe, do not forget to click on the bell to be notified of new videos and when I go live with our weekly Q&A live stream. As adults who suspect we are on the spectrum, self-identify as autistic, or have received a late diagnosis of autism, our first goal should be to accept our new identity. That may be easier said than done. Accepting our new identity can be challenged by the stereotypes that we believe to be true. To move towards autism acceptance, we must start by debunking these 9 common stereotypes of autism. This stereotype likely exists as currently 3 out of every 4 people diagnosed as autistic are male. This significant difference in diagnosis numbers between men and women may be attributed to several factors, including the diagnostic criteria is written more for diagnosing boys or men than for diagnosing of girls or women, as autism presents differently according to a person's gender. Another contributing factor may be that women may be better at masking their autism because they are able to learn the skills to interact with non-autistic people better than men learn those skills. 3, 2, 1. The fact is that people of any gender can be autistic and are autistic. Autistic adults, just like autistics, are prone to outbursts. As with our neurotypical peers, our outbursts as autistic adults are often the result of a trigger or triggering event or situation. Most people, when triggered, will become aggressive regardless of their neurotype. Unfortunately, when we hear that autistic adults are aggressive, society has taught us to think of physical aggression and causes us to have a belief that all autistics are physically aggressive. Now, according to research, studies estimate that around 15 to 20% of autistic adults may exhibit physically aggressive behavior, with some studies reporting a range of 5 to 18%. And this depends on the population of the study and how the word aggression is defined to those that are participating in the survey. The stereotype that autistic adults become obsessed over certain things often causes us to think that all autistics are also diagnosed with OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. The facts indicate that not all autistics demonstrate OCD tendencies. While there isn't a single definitive percentage, research suggests that a significant portion of autistic adults experience fixations or obsessions on specific topics or activities, with estimates ranging from 17 to 37% of autistics also being diagnosed or exhibiting traits of what can be called OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Many to most people in the autism community find both terms, high functioning and low functioning, to be ableist labels, which are offensive. If we must use these labels, high functioning and low functioning, we must understand that autistics are not just one or the other. We're not just high functioning or we're not just low functioning. Autistic adults can fall anywhere in between those labels of high functioning or low functioning. This fact is one reason why autism is a spectrum, meaning that people's levels of functioning, or a more appropriate term we now use in our community is our level support needs, can range anywhere from one extreme to another. And the support needs can range from minimal support to intensive support. And we can fall anywhere in between. That's why it's called a spectrum, because there's so many points a person can exist on in the world of autism. In the early days of autism, most who were diagnosed often presented as lacking intelligence. Therefore, many assumed that autistics were unintelligible. The facts show that autistic adults have a wide range of intelligence. Autism is diagnosed in highly intelligent people, including Dan Aykroyd and Jerry Seinfeld. When it comes to the stereotype of autistic adults are unable to communicate, I really don't think I need to say much about this. Because look at me. I am a autistic adult and I'm communicating with you right now. But let's go ahead and dive deeper into this one. Many people may believe that all autistic people are minimally verbal or nonverbal. Now, this means that people believe that autistics can only speak a few words or cannot communicate through speech at all. The facts, according to current research, indicate that approximately 25 to 30% of autistic adults are considered minimally verbal or nonverbal individuals. Now, this translates to more than 2/3 of the autistic community do not have significant difficulties with verbal communication. The stereotype that autistic adults look different from autistics may have originated from the belief that certain facial features, like wider set eyes, broader faces, and a flatter midface, may be more prevalent in autistic individuals compared to autistics, potentially due to differences in brain development during embryonic stages that affect facial structure. The facts indicate that autism is a neurological disorder which affects how the brain functions in an autistic person, not in the physical appearance. The stereotype that autistic adults do not have emotions likely stems from a combination of factors, including many of us on the spectrum struggle interpreting social cues due to our difficulties with nonverbal communication. The presence of alexithymia, which is a difficulty in identifying our own emotions, and outdated research that portrayed autism as a complete lack of empathy. Now, this is a harmful misconception, as autistic people experience a full range of emotions, even if they express those emotions differently than neurotypical individuals. The stereotype that all autistic adults cannot have relationships I just spell it in my life. Look, I'm an autistic adult and I have been happily married for more than 20 years. And although I don't have a lot of friends, I have a few. But let's go a little bit deeper into this, including why this stereotype exists and what the facts are. Now, this stereotype likely originates from several misconceptions and misunderstandings about autism and social interactions, including a misunderstanding of the social communication challenges autistic adults face on a daily basis. The reality is that autistic people do form all kinds of relationships, ranging from friendships to romantic partnerships and even family connections. Often, these relationships may look different compared to Autistics due to unique communication styles or preferences, but they are no less meaningful or valid than our Autistic connections and relationships with others. Now it's your turn. What are some stereotypes of autism that you have discovered not to be true? Share your thoughts in the comment section of this video, or join the conversation in our Facebook group, Autistic Adults Embracing Autism. A link to that group is in the video description, as well as directions on how you can get a free gift from my website. Just scroll through the video description and look for the section entitled Resource Links. This is the Confident Autistic, reminding you that now is the time for you to embrace autism confidently. Join me live Thursday nights for the Confident Autistic Live, where I answer your questions, we discuss this week's videos, offer support, and more. The fun starts Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time in the US of A. Be sure to click the bell when you subscribe to the channel to be notified when the party begins.